Welcome along to another video. In this one we're going to have a look at this Roberts RT8 and why it isn't working at all. Well, that said, I do have some audio. Don't know if you can hear this, but I'll just set the battery or the power so it does actually. So I think the audio section's actually working despite these old Plessy electrolytics. They're probably going to be knackered. Well, not probably, are. But the main problem is going to be we've got an AF117 transistor as the local oscillator there, and we've got two in this Mullard module here. So we need to check the local oscillator and see if that's running. If not, the fault's going to be in here more than likely. So first off, the signals come in here, they're coupled to this coil here, they get passed off to the base of the local oscillator transistor, this one here, and then the local oscillator is tuned by the smaller gang on this tuning capacitor. So we can use the scope just to see if the local oscillator is running. If not, we just tap that transistor just to make sure it's not completely shorted. So you can probably hear the scope's fan working. So I'm going to connect power to the set, and we'll connect it to a handy earth point, which would be here, and then we're going to check to see if the local oscillator is running, and it is, because I can see it appearing on the scope already. So I'll just show you, I'll just bring the camera up. Hopefully you can see the local oscillator, and if I just jog the dial around a little bit, hopefully you should, oops, I lost connection, hopefully you should see it expand and contract. I've lost connection again. But anyway, so we do have a local oscillator, there we go. Or is that the AF117? That might be my connection. No. So there we go. So we have got whiskers in that local oscillator transistor as well. So that will need to be zapped. And then we need to obviously check those two in the can down here as well. So that needs replacing or zapping, and the two in this can will also need zapping. And I can turn the scope off now. So I'm going to get with it and take the can off, take the power off first, and then we can come back. This has got 4 tabs on it from memory. Yeah, 4 tabs that need levering up, and this end will need desoldering, and then I can pull the can off. So I'll get on with that and show you afterwards. So I've replaced the AF117s. Well, I haven't replaced them, I've actually zapped them, and I've got the set all connected up again like we had before, just to see if it makes any difference. Fingers crossed it does. I've made myself a little jig ages ago, well about 2 to 3 months ago, to zap the AF117s. I've just used a dip socket here. That's so I've got all 3 pins connected at the back. So emitter, base and collector are connected, and just the screen just goes to the single post. Charge up through these 2 leads here into the capacitor, and all I'm doing is just touching screen lead onto this post here. Pretty simple. I've just soldered some ends in. Pretty easy, and saves soldering all leads together and fanning about with that. So, moment of truth. Did these work? I didn't film this because they're actually nightmare to get out and in again, because you've not got a lot of space between these IFTs, but it was easier than I thought. But I did need a very fine pair of tweezers just to you know, just to do it. These are very fine Lindstrom ones. Not that it really matters if they're Lindstrom or not, but so moment of truth. Does it work? I've got the set switched on still because I didn't take it off. We've got noisy things. Yep.
Warning that the world was a global pandemic. She says no country's health system was prepared.
There is not sufficient support for them in their daily needs for protective equipment.
Good.
There are not enough respirators.
So that works. The sound isn't brilliant because of these electrolytics, I would think.
They are not there.
Sorry, just put it there. So I would imagine the sound will improve drastically once I've changed these electrolytics. So good. Just try it on. Shall I move it? Right, I'll just try it on long wave. No, I won't. I think that's going to be an impending disaster because these leads are quite fragile, or the wires are quite fragile to twisting actually. So there's just this green wire connected to the top of the PCB, and I've already had to cut it to replace it. But yeah, happy with that. Next thing is get this soldered back in and back in place so it's all nice and rigid, and then we can go to town on the capacitors here and see where we end up. Yes. Well, now we move on to alignment, and I have to tell you that I did actually film the whole alignment, but sort of towards the end of it, the AF117 transistor, which I zapped, which is up here, failed again. So I had to take it out, re-zap it and put it back in, and since then it hasn't failed. Anyway, what that meant is about half hour of alignment footage went in the bin really, because yeah, it was utterly useless. If you make YouTube videos, you'll know all sorts of things happen that you don't want to happen and you have to start again. So anyway, what we're going to do quickly is we're just going to have a look at the Iaf alignment just for the sake of it. This set was really badly twiddled, and if I can zoom in, I don't know how good the picture's going to be, but can you see the cores here? There's 3 plastic ones, and you can see someone's jammed a screwdriver in those. Luckily these 2 here don't look really touched, but I've had to retrim the whole set. It's quite easy. I've got a signal generator sitting over the back there, sitting on 470 kilocycles or kilohertz, which is the IF frequency. I've got a loop aerial over towards the side, and we're just going to turn the set on, and you need to find a quiet place on the dial, and then you should hear this IF signal. I've also got a meter here which hopefully you can see. I don't know what the glare's like. If I turn the volume up, you should be able to see the meter needle moving. And obviously I've also got the speaker connected so you can actually hear what I'm actually doing, but we're looking for a peak here. And I've got the attenuator on the signal generator turned down a little bit as well, so hopefully one way to do it would be to move the loop further away. So let's go on to this one. one offers very little change actually, this bottom one, but that's the order they want you to do them in, 2, 3 and 4. So I actually untwiddled these, so I took it off the IF, so we should be having a super sensitive radio now. And I've tracked inside here, to turn the set down so you don't hear anything. So up inside here there are some brass screws. You can't really see. Let me tip the radio up a little bit. There's 2 pairs of brass screws there which you do the actual dial alignment and the tracking on. So I've done those. Unfortunately I won't show you that because I'm going to have my hand in the way of the lens to do that. But needless to say, this set was really badly out. So that's basically it. I'll switch my SIG-gen off. That's basically the Iaf alignment done. There's various ways of doing it. You can obviously, instead of the meter here, you can use a scope or an output meter, but you really want it on AC volts, and this one's on the 3 volt range here, and you do need the volume turned up a bit. So let's unplug everything because I'm connected across the speaker there. Don't want to short the speaker out or whatever. So I'll unconnect everything and we can have a look at the radio. Well, here's the RT8 all finished up, all electrically repaired, been restored, and now it's complete. Let's just go over what I've done to it. So I've refinished this red cabinet because it was really faded. Thought that this was brass tubing, and it wasn't. It's actually some sort of hard plastic piping which doesn't come off. Obviously left that as it is. Tried to do the handle as best I can, but it is quite cracked, and well, there's one crack to be fair, not quite cracked, and it is real leather, and it's quite hard to get a nice sort of finish on it. Couldn't do much about the handle end caps either. Silver finish is flaking off those and I can't get them out. I've cleaned the grill and cleaned this brass surround here. I've also repaired the Roberts badge. That bit there was missing just under my thumb, so I've just carved some plastic down and filled that in. Didn't get the angles quite right, but that saved me £7 from Roberts buying a new badge, which is quite the wrong shape anyway, a little bit. And then I've used a chrome pen just to touch the Roberts badge up. If you can see that, probably not. On the sides I've cleaned the aerial and headphone jacks. On the back I've cleaned this. That was just a dull, all the chrome had flaked off that. On the inside we've done the electrical repairs obviously, and we've aligned it. I would like to get an original battery, I think, just for looks, but I'm not that bothered really. I mean, it's going to run on a PP9 absolutely fine. So let's just turn it around and have a listen to it. Not on that channel, maybe.
Triathlon. No higher. Triathlon. Sorry, no.
It does sound rather good. Medium wave, long wave.
Those were almost her words.
Long wave, you get a lot of electrical interference.
If Matt Hancock is listening, if Matt Hancock is listening to this programme, what would you say to him right now?
I think he needs to.
So there we are, one Roberts RT8 all done. It's the first one I've owned, first one I've done. Quite a nice little set, a little bit tricky here and there, the way the PCB is, but yeah, a lovely little radio. And I'm going to try and get this one in the kitchen, but don't tell anyone, because she might be listening. Right, anyway, thanks for watching, and more to come. I think more to come next might be a Grundig radio, because I've been dying to get this one working. Let's just get it up here. We've got a beast of a Concert Boy 1100, all 13 inches of power, and this one is filthy. It doesn't work on FM. I would really like to get this one going, so I think that one's coming up next. It's huge, look at the size of it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll leave you one last look at the Roberts RT8. Thanks for watching.